So just adding on to the Jay Johnson, you're not even sure if this is something that you would want, a role or position that you would want. Did you have another name in case?
I'm open. Why did we do this? Because we feel like we're running out of time. The problem's going to get to the point you really can't. It'd be almost impossible to fix. So we agreed on Jay. We probably should have called Jay, but it's symbolic. If Jay can't do it, I understand. If he's willing to do it, the Biden administration would be making a mistake not to give him the opportunity. A new set of eyes. And I don't care who people voted for in the 28th congressional district in 2020.
They voted for me.
Yeah, well, okay. They voted for Henry, and if I lived there, I would vote for Henry. So the bottom line is, this is about the future. It's about a group of Americans on the border who are feeling the brunt of illogical policies. Many have existed for decades. They're getting worse, not better.
Senator, I think you've made clear your position on a pathway for DACA and TPS here, but Speaker Pelosi today said she supports immigration reform in the reconciliation bill. It seems like this train is leaving the station, so what can you do to prevent that from happening?
Well, number one, what it will do, it will destroy the ability for me to sit down and fix this problem in the future, because here's what's going to happen. Speaker Pelosi, I respect her. We've known each other for a very long time. If you legalize anybody in this environment without first addressing the pull factors in the broken border, you'll be sending a message to the world, look what they just did, let's get there, we'll be in the next tranche. You'll be adding jet fuel to a fire. Not one time have we ever suggested legalization first, border security second.
So there seems to be some confusion about how specifically a path to legalization could fit in the budget reconciliation. On the one hand, you have Senator Hickenlooper saying that it will be a pay for. On the other hand, you have Senators Carper and Cardin saying that there's funding for it. Chuy Garcia said yesterday that there's a top line figure of $126 billion. So beyond sort of like the legalization elements, I know you're here to talk about border security. How does these things fit together then? If you want border security, say, through reconciliation, it would need obviously...
Reconciliation is a partisan process that needs to be abandoned when it comes to illegal immigration. He's a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I think I can buy into aid to the Northern Triangle. To Vice President Harris, it's not that I disagree that the conditions in the Northern Triangle need to be addressed. Vice President Biden knows very well that I was the go-to Republican to put into the Senate bill, the SFOP bill, a $750 million program to combat corruption, improve the economy, and help deal with the underlying push factors. Okay? Count me in for that. But if you just did that and you didn't change the pull factors, more and more people are coming outside Northern Triangle countries. And if you legalize somebody without first dealing with the pull factors, you're going to have a wave of new illegal immigration from all over the world. We have never done legalization then border. So my belief is stop the partisan process for legalization. See if you can find ways to deal with the pull factors sufficient enough to stop future flow. I will deal with the underlying push factors, and we'll have a pathway to citizenship for a group of people that are probably very deserving.
But you don't see any way to do that in the current Congress then, given that what everybody's saying right now is that the only path forward for legalization will be through reconciliation.
I'm saying that's not a viable pathway forward. It makes the problem worse.
Even with a border security.
Well, but you wouldn't do it through reconciliation because no Republican is going to vote for a $3.5 trillion socialist document. Now listen, I've got the hell beat out of me. I'm sure Henry's getting the hell beat out of him by immigration activists. It comes with a job. To people in South Carolina, why are you doing what you're doing for all these years? I've got no problem with a pathway to citizenship if we fix the underlying problem. I don't want another wave. So count me in for giving the people who've been here a very long time a chance to stay here on our terms, but we need to make sure that that's the end of it, that we secure our border, we have a logical immigration system. I have no animosity toward the illegal immigrants coming. I have a lot of my heart breaks for what I see. I mean, can you imagine being in a Catholic charity, dealing with this day in and day out? God bless you. Can you imagine being a Border Patrol agent who has a couple of kids of your own? I mean, I've been there enough to know. And so I'm just begging the Biden administration. Let's call a timeout. Get a new set of eyes. Let's put rational policies on the table. Very quickly, it's not rational that I can't go to Canada because it may hurt the United States COVID problem and completely ignore a border that's on fire when it comes to COVID. It makes no sense that I can't go to Europe, or a German engineer working in South Carolina can't visit their family because we're worried about the spread of COVID if he goes back to Germany, and you're completely ignoring a border on fire when it comes to COVID and illegal crossings. So that's got to stop.
And talking about border